Get ready for breaking news. Angelina Jolie has received encouraging news in her ongoing legal battle with Brad Pitt over their co-owned French winery. A judge has just denied Brad Pitt's request to access private messages, upholding the protection of attorney-client privilege, which is a huge development in this long-running feud over the Chateau Miraval estate.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This Allen 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next up, we dive into the details of that legal victory. Angelina Jolie has secured a major win as a Los Angeles Superior Court. Judge Sini Panuco ruled that Brad Pitt has not met his burden to prove the messages should be disclosed, rejecting his request for penalties and confirming the protection of those sensitive communications. We switch gears completely and head to Hollywood. We have news that Brad Pitt is currently on set filming his new movie, The Riders, over in Laois, Ireland. This film is an adaptation of a Booker Prize shortlisted book, and we have details on what this adaptation looks like. And finally, get ready for cinematic action. The 2009 Oscar-winning film Inglourious Basterds, starring Brad Pitt and Diane Kruger, is officially hitting Peacock, streaming on May 22nd. Find out all about this Quentin Tarantino masterpiece and what's coming to your screen. Stay with us for the rest of the headlines. Angelina Jolie has secured a significant victory in her ongoing legal dispute with former husband Brad Pitt concerning their co-owned French winery, Chateau Miraval. On Tuesday, May 5, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge denied Pitt's request to access Jolie's private messages related to the case. Jolie's legal team successfully argued that these communications are protected under attorney-client privilege, a position the judge upheld, agreeing with an earlier appellate court decision that barred the release of the messages. Judge Sini Panuco stated that Pitt had not met his burden to prove the messages should be disclosed. The judge noted that further discovery might reveal additional facts that could potentially counter Jolie's claims, but Pitt had failed to do so on the current record. Furthermore, the judge rejected Jolie's request for a $33,692.5 penalty against Pitt, ruling that Pitt's argument was not without substantial justification. Jolie's lawyer, Paul Murphy, hailed the decision as an important victory for Ms. Jolie, asserting that Pitt was completely out of bounds in seeking access to privileged documents and criticizing his pattern of demanding control over Angelina's communications with her attorneys. Sources close to Pitt have indicated that the judge allowed Pitt's team to revisit the decision as more evidence emerges, highlighting Jolie's strategy of withholding numerous privileged documents. This ruling marks the latest development in the long-running feud over the shared estate, which stems from 2022 when Jolie sold her shares in the winery without Pitt's consent, despite his claims of a mutual agreement. The couple married in 2014 and divorced in 2016, with 6 children. Angelina Jolie has achieved a significant legal victory in her dispute with ex-husband Brad Pitt concerning access to private communications related to their winery disagreement. On Monday, May 5, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge rejected Brad Pitt's lawyer's request to access 22 private emails belonging to Jolie, citing attorney-client privilege. The court ruled that Jolie, aged 50, could not be compelled to share these communications. Court documents cited by Page 6 and TMZ indicate that Judge Sini Panuco stated that Pitt has not met his burden to prove the messages should not be protected, aligning with a prior ruling that had already canceled the order demanding access. The judge noted that while future evidence could potentially alter the situation, Pitt had failed to present such evidence on the current record. Furthermore, the judge denied Jolie's request for $33,692.5 in penalties, deeming it unwarranted because Pitt's arguments were substantially justified. The decision squarely focused on the legal privilege protecting the 22 emails. Jolie's legal team hailed the outcome as an important victory, characterizing Pitt's pursuit of documents as completely out of bounds, and part of a pattern of demanding control over her communications. A source close to Pitt suggested that Jolie has withheld many privileged documents, noting the judge allowed Pitt's team to revisit the decision as evidence develops. The legal conflict stems from a 2022 lawsuit filed by Pitt against Jolie over the sale of her share in the Chateau Miraval winery. The dispute evolved from a business disagreement into a complex legal battle involving personal allegations. Jolie's lawyers have previously contended that Pitt's refusal to purchase her share was linked to her unwillingness to sign a non-disclosure agreement concerning alleged abuse and a cover-up. The case remains a high-profile legal saga involving business disputes and personal claims between the former couple. Hollywood superstar Brad Pitt has been spotted working on his latest project in Ireland. The Oscar-winning actor was seen filming scenes for his new movie, The Riders, in Laois, Midlands. Pitt was reportedly seen waving to fans as he departed the set in Ballyadams yesterday. The film is an adaptation of the Booker Prize shortlisted novel of the same name, which chronicles the protagonist's journey as he establishes a new life in Ireland. A Quentin Tarantino film starring Brad Pitt and Diane Kruger, Inglourious Basterds, is set to become available for streaming on Peacock. The R-rated movie, which opened in theaters on August 21, 2009, is scheduled to begin streaming on the platform on Friday, May 22, 2026, according to Peacock's schedule. The film is an alternate history epic set in Nazi-occupied France during World War II. It follows two distinct groups united by the goal of assassinating Nazi leaders. One group consists of Jewish American soldiers led by U.S. Army Lieutenant Aldo Raine, who employs brutal tactics against the Nazis. Simultaneously, Shosanna Dreyfus, a Jewish survivor of a massacre, plots to kill SS Standartenführer Hans Landa, the officer responsible for her family's death, and other Nazi figures. After escaping, Shosanna rebuilds her life under a new identity, eventually owning a theater in Paris, where she and the Bastards independently conspire to assassinate the Nazi leadership during a planned film premiere. Quentin Tarantino wrote and directed the film. Tarantino noted that he began scripting the project after finishing his 1997 gangster drama, Jackie Brown, and initially struggled with the script's scope, considering a series format. However, after input from director Luc Besson, he revised the script to fit a feature length. The cast features major stars including Brad Pitt, Diane Kruger, Melanie Laurent, Christoph Waltz, Eli Roth, Michael Fassbender, and Daniel Bruhl. The film was a commercial success, grossing $321.5 million globally against a $70 million budget, and garnered 8 Oscar nominations, including for Best Picture, though it ultimately won only Best Supporting Actor for Christoph Waltz. Peacock is also expanding its Tarantino library, adding other films from the director on the same day as Inglourious Basterds.